I'm listening to nearly 100 albums from the year 1955, and I just finished listening to Kenny Clarke with Bohemia After Dark, released on Savoy. Kenny Clarke, famous bop jazz drummer from the 50s and onwards, and this is one of his earlier releases under his own name. If I'm not mistaken, it's not the first one, but one of the first records of his to come out on the 12-inch format, and that is kind of the unique piece about this. Clarke is kind of the credit here, and he serves as the linchpin for these recordings here, along with bassist Paul Chambers, who we are going to start talking about a lot more around this time as well. But in many ways, this record has kind of a rotating cast of characters surrounding Clarke and Chambers. You have people like really young Donald Byrd, 23 years old, I think, at this point, when he's putting together these songs. Horace Silver is on here and does a great job as always. And these also contain some of the very earliest Cannonball Adderley and Nat Adderley recordings. So the other record introducing Cannonball Adderley that I reviewed fairly recently, these recordings here come from the same set of sessions, or some of them do anyways. So it's a nice kind of melting pot, I suppose, of these different jazz musicians and different kind of jazz stylings, and you get to hear a lot of people who will go on to do bigger and better things in this sort of nascent format. I think the record itself is fairly standard bop fare for the most part. I wouldn't say any of these artists are playing at their absolute peak creatively necessarily. Not the most interesting selection of songs ever, but it's very much good, reliable, get the job done type of bop music with really excellent playing for the most part, as is so often the case. So, hard to recommend Bohemia After Dark maybe as a standalone release, just because there are other bop records from this year that I think might serve that need a little bit more. But there's a lot of interesting characters on here who are going to go on to more interesting things, and I think hearing them in that nascent stage is, in and of itself, a worthy thing to check out. So, Kenny Clarke, Bohemian After Dark, good stuff. Pretty good record. Worth listening to for sure.